Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? So I need to step away from my phone for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. Let the chat fill up and let the room fill up, and then I'll come right back. You guys want? You can. I invite you to click on the link, join the stream. You guys are more than welcome. All right. Be back in 5 minutes. Anyone want to call in? Call in. Late stream. Let's do it. All right, boys, I will start in 5 minutes. I'm going to start the stream in 5 minutes. Anyone want to call in? Feel free to call in. I posted the stream. We can bullshit for at least an hour. All right, I'll be right back. Feel free to call in. Okay. So, I guess I'll resume it right now. What's up, everyone? Greetings and salutations. This is the MGTOW Cowboy. I'm back. I'm on the attack, and I'm ready to slack. I'll try to get this stream going if anyone wants to call in. If I can't get anyone to call in, I'll probably just go for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes and then just, you know, I don't know, um, end the stream. Basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to have an online hangout. I just came from Polska Bob. I just came from Polska Bob's channel, and he does this thing. It's called Last Call, and usually lasts like an hour, and then he ends the stream. Sometimes we'll hang out in the back and backstage or whatever, but you know, yeah. So that's basically what happened. And there were at one point there were like six of us, and I was like, oh, I'll keep it going if he wants to go to sleep. I think he works in the morning, so I figured I would start a stream, see if I can get some people to call in. All right. Yum Joy Style, your favorite bully. Cowboy taking a rodeo sized right. Okay. Very good. Anywho, yeah. Anyone want to call in? Feel free. um, that's why I'm throwing the stream. So let's see who's here. How long are you streaming? Fleming Laurelson. I've never heard of this person. think I have actually. I think I've seen you around. And then I see Black Pill on steroids. What's up, Black Pill? What's up, Black Pill on steroids? What's up, Black Pill on steroids? Are you still here? I've been seeing you. I've been watching. Oh, Black Pill on steroids. I think I watched one of your videos recently. You were talking about how I think like there's this move to become a cashless society, and how Great Britain is going to phase out cash in the next 5 years. Yeah, I have strong feelings on that. I think we should hold on. I think we should hold on to our cash. Um, and I think we should just come out and we should just come out and admit it. There's personal things. There are things we ought to try to maintain our privacy. I understand that that's increasingly hard in this world, but I think that there's still ways around it. I'm not saying that you have to be like a troglodyte, and live in a cave and eschew all modern technology. I'm not saying that, but yeah, like for example, turn your phone off. Or I've seen people, don't they have like specialty like metallic metal boxes that you can put your phone in that makes it untraceable? They can't listen in and all that shit. Yeah, I think you could do that. Um, yeah. Anyway, I'll drop the link again if anyone wants to call in. I was just hanging out with Polska Bob, and he was having a stream. And he said he was going to end it, so I thought I would try to open up a stream and see if I can get a little chat going for any of the night owls out there. We can talk about anything you want. I'll be up for a couple hours, chilling like a villain, smoking some penicillin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not smoking anything. I'm not drinking anything either, which is terrible. But uh, you know. Anyway, I'll tell you guys a quick story. I was pulled over by the police today. Um. So I go. I keep my money in my bank, or I should say a credit union. It's called the Chicago Patrolmen's Federal Credit Union, and both my parents were Chicago police, so I prefer to go to credit union as opposed to these terrible banks. Man, these banks they just charge you like fee after fee. Big banks, no thanks. That's what I say. Anyway, so I go to the credit union, and I pull out $500. My rent every month is $575. They won't even let me pull out 600 a day. There's like a limit, at the ATM. If you go during business hours, you can take out. I'm sure you can take out more. Um, but yeah, so I go there, try to take out my $500. I leave, and 2 blocks away, I get pulled over by the police. It was not the city police. It was I don't know, whatever, Schiller Park police, some like Bedford Park, I don't know, some suburb police. And the guy totally had me. I was purposely breaking the law. Here's what I was doing. I was essentially I was testing my car. So my car is not automatic. My car is what's that called? Manual. And I I was attempting to see how fast I could keep my car at an idle in third gear. So if you guys know anything about like manual cars, you can put it in gear and then let it let off the clutch, and you'll cruise into an idle. And in first gear, whatever, it gets up to maybe 2-3 miles an hour. Second gear probably gets up to 5-6 miles an hour. I was seeing how fast I could get an idle up to in third gear, and in order to do that, I had to. I didn't have to, but I chose to. I totally ran a red. I'm sorry, not ran a red. I ran a stop sign. I ran a stop sign going like, I don't know, 10 miles an hour or something like that. Then all of a sudden, like 10 seconds later, a car pulls up behind me, hits the lights. It's a cop. Um, it went pretty well. It went really easy. And here's another thing worth mentioning. This we started talking about this on a Polska stream. How I tend to have very very positive interactions with the police, and there's a number of reasons why. Um, and I was just thinking about that The guy let me off. It was unbelievable. He pulls me over, and I do all the things that I'm supposed to. I speak to him for less than 60 seconds. He immediately lets me go. And I was just, on the ride back, I was just analyzing like all the reasons, all the little reasons why he would let me go. I like to think I think like a cop, and I know why. I know why he let me go, and I'm going to tell you guys right now. By the way, if anyone wants to call in, there's a StreamYard link. I specifically threw this link in order to have a chat. So yeah, let's see who's in the link. I see Hermit. Oh, Hermit, what's up, man? I see you, bro. Good for you, bro. Mike, feds are on my butt. Yeah, they were, but not feds. It's more like suburban cops. And I'll tell you in just a second how it went down. Shinobi, what's up? I see you, Shinobi. Good to see you, man. Shinobi, one of these days, man, you should let me interview you. Anyway, if anyone wants to call in, again, please call in. Please call in. I'm looking for company. I'm looking to. I want to start a panel discussion. At least like 3-4 people. At least 3 people. But anyway, okay. So this is why he let me go. And I know this may sound crazy, but believe me, I claim to know a thing or two about like psychoanalysis and psychology and behaviorism and police. I remember one of the very first books my father bought for me. My father's bought me multiple books, but one of the first books he bought me when I was in high school was it was called Practical Homicide Investigation. And anyway, I say all that to say this. I know what police look for when they pull you over. And even though technically it's considered a social faux pas, they still do it. And that is psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis is basically reading someone, looking at them, talking to them, noticing if they have all their teeth, noticing if they have a lot of tattoos. If that's the case, where are they tattooed? Are they tattooed on their face? What kind of tattoos do they have? How do they dress? Do they wear regular slacks? Are they dressed in sweatpants? They look like a bum. How does the person speak? Yeah. So the guy pulls me over, and right away I take my right hand and I put it on top of the headrest of the passenger seat, so he can clearly see my right hand. I take my left hand. Oh, I should preface all this by saying I lower my window and I stick my left hand out the window so he can clearly see my left hand, right? And you want to do that because, okay, the last thing you want to do is not show your hands and start fumbling around, start moving erratically and suddenly, and because he's going to notice that when the cops pull you over, especially for the first 10 seconds, they're watching you intensely. They want to see they want to see, as my father used to tell me when he would pull people over. Again, my father was a cop for over 30 years in Chicago, some of the meanest streets you can imagine. My father would always tell me, Joe, when I pull someone over, I want to look and see. I want to see if they got a little rabbit in them, a little rabbit. And that's his way of saying, he wants to look and see, are they about to run? Are they in fear? Are they moving or behaving erratically in any way? And that's usually the first alert. That's usually the first major red flag. You want to act. You want to sit still. You want to act night. You want to be as cool as a cucumber, right? And so that's what I do. Put my right hand on the headrest. On the right, I put my right hand on the passenger side seat headrest. Just take my left hand, stick it out the window, right? And I just wait. You just wait for the police officer to make contact. Don't get out of the car. You never get out of the car. Comes up to me. Oh, and I should also preface: there's a big cowboy hat. There's a big cowboy hat in my, what's it called? In the rear windowsill, or no, it's not a sill. What do you call it? You know how in a car you have like a front windshield, a rear windshield, and you can put stuff back there. Like people put like little bobbleheads, or you can put there's like a little platform where you can put stuff. I keep a cowboy hat, my everyday carry, my everyday cowboy hat. And so when he pulls over, he can clearly see there's this huge cowboy hat right in front of him. And police tend to like cowboys as a general rule. And again, the reason why is because when you understand the ethos of the cow, when you understand the archetype of the cowboy tends to be this, again, this it's a cowboy is an archetype, right? Cowboy is an archetype, and it basically is the type of person who embodies certain values, and one of them is conservatism, patriotism, love of America. It goes much deeper than that. I'm not going to get into that right now, but police tend to like cowboys. Police tend to not like criminals, like you know, like gangbangers. So if I had like some gang paraphernalia, or some like ghetto hats or something, or a jersey, that's not going to go very far. Anyway, so oh yeah, another thing I should mention is my car itself. I'm not driving some like big truck with like, aftermarket, some big aftermarket muffler that's, making all this screaming noise. And no, I have a very small little car. It's very non-threatening. And it's all black. It's just a nice base color. It's a small little black car. So again, I come off as very non-threatening, right? Tiny little muffler. It just nibble, nibble, nibble. It just buzzes along. So yeah, he pulls me over. Got my hands out the window, hand on the headrest. He sees the cowboy. He sees the cowboy hat. He sees the small car. He walks up to me and he says, "License and registration." And the very first thing I say to him is, "Howdy." And then he almost immediately after that, he responds. He says, "Howdy back." That's a good sign. He says, "License and registration." I give him my license, and before I can even hand him my registration and my insurance, he says, where are you coming from?" Okay, when a police officer does that, he's fishing. He's in so many ways, he's pumping you for information. He wants to see what you're going to say. He wants to see what you're going to say. He wants to see how you're going to say it. And he's gonna make a lot of judgments off that. Who is this person? Is this person engaging in criminal behavior? What is this person's level of education? How does this person speak? Does this person speak with proper, you know, grammar and syntax? Does this person have all his teeth? The cop is trying to get a mental picture of me. He wants to gauge my level of criminality, right? And he wants to know. He asked me where am I coming from, but that's not really what he's asking me. When a cop asks you a question like that, he's asking you, are you a criminal? So I say, oh yeah, no, oh, and he told me right away why he was pulling me over. He says, oh, you committed an infraction. You rolled right through that red. Right away, right away. My advice to you guys: right away, admit that you're wrong. That's what I did. I said, oh yeah, you know what, I did. You're right, I did. Yeah, and you see what happened was I didn't see it. If you can, you gotta feel it out. Sometimes you can do this, sometimes you cannot. And the reason why I know I could do it is because I wasn't going fast. Again, like I said, I was attempting to see how fast of an idle I can reach in third gear. That was like 11 miles an hour. People don't purposely blow a stop sign going 11 miles an hour. When they blow a stop sign, they want to blow it going 20, 30, 40, they want to go real fast. And I just played it off. I was like, oh yeah, no, you know what? I didn't see the stop sign until like the last second. And then I'm sorry. I just, it was too late by then. So yes, you're right, officer. I just decided to roll through it. I didn't mean anything by it. And, be apologetic, um, right away. He didn't even, I was about to bust out my insurance. He's like, oh, that's okay. Yeah, you don't even need to show me. It's okay. Oh, and before this, I should mention also, so he asked me, where are you coming from? And I was like, oh yeah, no, you know what? I was just coming from a block away. I just came from the Chicago Patrolmen's Federal Credit Union. The Chicago Patrolmen's Federal Credit Union is like a credit union just for police and their immediate family. And I'm like, oh yeah, and it's the first of the month, or it's going to be the first of the month soon, and I got to pay rent. So yeah, I was just coming. Essentially, I was just coming from the bank. Getting some money. I got to pay my rent. Got to be a good, upstanding citizen and work. And you know, that taken with all the other information. He pulls me over, he sees my hands. I'm acting in a very non-threatening manner. I'm not fidgeting around. I have all my paperwork. He can clearly see my hands. I'm in a small car. It's very non-threatening. It's a base color. He sees the cowboy hat. I can speak the Queen's English. I speak proper English. You can obviously tell this person is not, inebriated in any way. I'm giving nice, clear, concise answers. I'm making eye contact, you know, and then again, he once he gathered all that information, he literally just handed me back my insurance. And he was like, it's okay, it's okay. Anyway, that just happened. That just happened today. That just happened like I don't know 5 hours ago. But yeah, I've always had very very positive interactions with the police. So, and that's because that's really what the police want to see. They're gauging your level of criminality. Oh, another thing I should mention. I know it sounds terrible, but it's true. I'm clean shaven. Or I have a beard. I have a beard, but it's very, how can I put it? It's clean shaven. I don't carry a neck beard. I trim the neck part and the part of my cheeks. I trim down. We like to think that it doesn't make a difference, but it does make a difference. Police want to see. Again, they're just gauging your level of criminality. If you're looking all scrubby. Oh yeah, another thing is I was wearing a collared shirt. I had jewelry on. You want to look like, I'm sorry to say it, you want to look like a upstanding member of society. If you're looking all crummy, you look like shit, and you're not shaven, you're wearing just a regular. Let's say you're wearing like a t-shirt, a bunch of holes in it, and sweatpants, and you're in a shitty car, and the muffler's hanging down, and the bumper's falling off, and it smells like weed, and he asks for your license, and you say yo yo, you respond to him, yo 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 homie, yo homie, what's up? That's not gonna get you far. He's gonna pull you out of the car. He's gonna find drugs, and then it's off to the it's off to the fucking slant. It's off to the who's gal. Anyway, yeah. So if anyone wants to join in, I'm happy to do an interview with anyone. Let's see who we got here. I think I got like 6, 7 people. Let's see, Mike is here. Let's see. Here, I call in, but I'm at the gym. Hey, what's up, Hermit? No, it's all right, man. You don't have to call in if you doing some shit. Just listen in. They're packing. I think you're talking about the cops with the gun. Yeah, probably. You better bet. Huh. That's what I don't understand about ghetto people. It's like, why are you going to argue with the cop? Why are you going to argue with a man with a gun? That's stupid. Okay. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Single Town Bachelor? What's up, man? I see you, bro. Will Cruz. Greetings, cowboy. What's up, Will Cruz? Single Town Bachelor. I sell them in more than one version. Okay, like button, subscribe. Okay. Director, Cowboy Cut. He blew the officer to get out of the $20 ticket. No, I most definitely did not. That's totally nasty. That's totally nasty. Anyway, I'm gonna mute the mic right now, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. If anyone wants to call in, feel free to call in. I left I posted the link, and we can have a chat. I'll be back in 5 minutes. And if no one posts, then I'm probably just going to end the stream. So I'll wait 5 minutes. Anyone wants to call in, we can chat. Anyone wants to do an interview, we can interview. And I'll be back in 5. All right, bye. All right. I don't see anyone joining the stream, so I'll let it go for another couple of minutes. If no one joins, I'm just going to end the stream. Okay, Single Town Bachelor. I see that you're saying wait up. I'm assuming that you're saying you want me to wait for you. Sure, I'll wait another 5 minutes. Yeah. So let's give it 5 minutes. Anyone else you want to call in? Please call in. I'm specifically looking for a panel discussion. All right, I'll be back in 5. Call in, bitch. I said call in, bitch.
Hello there.
Yes, yes. Hello, is this a Single Town Bachelor?
Nice with something to eat.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, listen, I'm going to if I may, I am going to mute my mic, and if you can give yourself if you can talk for like a minute or 2 minutes, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
Well, my story. I've seen some of your videos about interviewing people. My story began when I divorced my wife back in 2010. I got I got to got
Hey,
separated from.
Single Town Bachelor.
Yep.
For now, for the next couple minutes, can you just talk about your channel, and then afterwards, I will perform a formal interview with you.
All right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you can talk about your channel. How long have you had your channel? How many videos do you have? What's the focus? Now, I've checked out your channel. They seem to be mostly these like these dating apps.
Well, it's mostly making fun of female entitlement. That is because it's they want the world, and and we all know that it doesn't matter whether or not you are Sylvester Stallone or you are Bezos or anything else. That when they don't feel the tingle anymore, but just I'm just bored. I just gonna divorce and having the back, and yeah, you know the drill of that. Um, so it's about letting guys getting the message out that they are going to essentially be good in their own body, because nobody is going to be there for them. Um, it's basically the message that is out there. That's um, be or have your be good at your job. Your
Okay. I'm sorry. Single Tom Bachelor. Yeah. Single Tom Bachelor. Are you there?
yep.
Okay. Listen. You're buffering. You're buffering real bad. Can I ask you to leave the stream and then come back on?
All right.
Is your phone? You got a good phone? You don't have some sort of slow phone? How's your connection? Oh, okay. Looks like you jumped off. Okay, we'll give him a minute to jump back on. So let's wait for him.
Is it any better? Hmm. That's fun. I'm getting full on my end. Hmm.
Okay. Single Tom, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay,
Am I
okay.
chopping up? Or is it?
There does seem to be a little bit of a buffer, but that's okay. That's okay. We can still continue on. Um, all right. Well, if I may, you have 20 minutes. You got 25 minutes for an interview.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, excellent.
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm going to cede the floor to you. I'm going to cede the floor to you for let's say a minute or maybe 90 seconds. If you can give everyone an interview, I'm sorry, an introduction to the interview. Sort of just tell them a little bit about yourself. Who are you? I always say the same thing. I always say the same thing. Who, what, when, where, why. Who are you? How old are you? Where do you live? What do you do? And then we'll proceed from there.
Well, I'm an old fucker. I am 55-year-old Danish guy living in the second largest city in Denmark. Yeah, it was founded by the Vikings. That's why my avatar is like that. And yeah, I was in the armed forces of my country, so that's why I have a Carl Gustav rocket RPG. Um, let's see. I have been divorced for 12 years. Um, and I paid for about 8 years for my 3 kids. And when you finally getting done by the state, it is a huge sort of roadblock that is finally getting blown out, and you can say, "Oh, I can do this and that with my self-earned money," and yeah. Um, the reason why I started my channel was because I have a medical condition, that I had a blood clot in my brain, a certain devious place. It affects my language, and and it's exclusively deals with English, not my national language, but it's bothers me the crap out because I usually was good at English, and that pisses me off. So, in order to be better at it, and I listen to other creators, the Warband particularly.
If I
When
may
I'm
interrupt you, if I may interrupt you, do you think that your English is good?
no, I don't think. But it's because I have. It takes time for me to say the things that I want to say. I have to slow my voice up and think about what I'm going to say. And I know that some guys are on my channel says that, oh, can you speed it up? And they speed it up 1.25 times. So yeah, you do you, and that's about it. Because um, I have a message to put out there, and it's not because I'm no fucker. It's not like that, but because I have a somewhat different take on it. It's productive to the young guys to not falter into the traps that are laying right in front of them. So
So,
yeah,
if I may, I have this idea. I'm sorry. Again, you're from Denmark. Or actually, we should just recap. First, let's recap. Okay, so you're single town bachelor. You said,
yep,
I'm sorry. Did you say you're 55 years old? Is that correct?
yep,
Okay. You're from Denmark. You stated that you live in the second largest city. I'm sorry, I don't know where that is. Is Copenhagen the biggest city?
yeah. It's the yeah. That's
What's
just
the name? What's the
capital of
name
it.
of the city? What's the name of the city that you live in?
Aarhus, Aarhus.
Oh, Aarhus. Yes, yeah, right. Okay.
Yes.
Where is that? That's on the mainland, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is it near the top, in the middle, in the bottom? Is it
Middle,
where is it?
middle, middle.
It's in the middle. Okay, very good.
Mainland Denmark looks like a penguin.
Oh yes, no, I'm very familiar. I'm very familiar with the geography of Denmark. I shouldn't say very, but a little bit. Yeah, it's a small little country. It's a nice little country. I've never been there. I've been to Europe, but never to Denmark, not yet. And I understand that your capital city is an island, right? Copenhagen. It's in the
Yep,
Skagerrak.
yep. Yeah.
How do you say in your language? How do you in English? I think it's called the Skagerrak. The Skagerrak, is that what it's called?
Skagerrak.
The what? Say it again.
Skagerrak.
Oh, we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
You know
It's
what? The fun thing is that a certain word in English has borrowed its origins from the Vikings. So yeah, we're taking it back. Like
right.
window, leg, dog. That's from Danish or the Viking language, Norse.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Right. There's a
Ah,
video game.
Maddie.
I'm sorry.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's funny. Maddie put it out. I thought STB was from South Africa. Oh, oh,
Yes, very good. Ha 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 ha.
that's
Yeah,
funny.
there's a video game. There's a video game I like to play. It's called Medieval Total War, and
Mm,
one of my favorite factions to play are the Danish. Um, yeah, yeah, they have a very good starting unit called the Vikings, which we're all aware of. Anyway, oh, also, your country has some of the most beautiful women in the world, in my humble opinion. Um,
sure.
but
My city is actually called the City of Smiles.
the city of who now?
City of Smiles.
The city of smiles. I see.
Yes.
Very
So
nice.
wonder why. Wonder why. Connecting the dots. Good-looking women.
I'm sorry.
Good-looking women. No,
What about? I'm sorry. What about good-looking women?
it's not. It's what you said. That it has
Oh, I see.
beautiful women. Yeah.
It's full of good-looking women. Yeah,
Yep.
right. If that's your thing, I sort of
Yeah.
my mom um my mom is a natural blonde. My mom has blonde hair and blue eyes.
Hmm.
She's German. Or I tell people I'm half German and half Mexican. And I imagine, I don't know, but I imagine, I think the term in biology is called, I think the term in zoology is called imprinting. Imprinting. For example,
Mm.
when you can buy eggs that have not yet hatched, and you can put them in an incubator. And for some reason, when the eggs hatch, if it's like a duck or a goose or something, let's say it's like a gosling goose,
Mm.
when it pops out of the egg, the first thing it sees, it's gonna think is its mother. So and it imprints on that very first person or the very first thing that it sees. And I don't know. I don't know. I imagine, I opine that, as a little baby or something, looking up at a woman with a big bush of blonde hair, I think that had a striking effect on me. So I'm a sucker for blondes. That's what I'm trying. I'm a sucker for blondes. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I was married to a redhead, so it turned me off. So, so redheads, that's not a go. Uh, so we all have different preferences.
Sure, sure. Yeah, redheads are interesting. I I've said this before. I'll say it again. Typically, from my experience, redheaded women, they're either really, really beautiful or they're totally disgusting looking. Um, I stand by that. There's very little in between.
Yeah,
But yeah, same thing with redheads. I think they have a striking effect. Anyway,
yeah,
yeah. So anyway, I keep abreast of major uh, patterns, major what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I keep abreast of the news and what's the word I'm looking for? I almost see myself as like a prognosticator. It looks like your country's going to hell.
you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I hear no one's having kids, and your entire government is run by feminists, and
Oh yes, it's because the percentage of voters is in the female
I'm
priorities.
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. What's that?
It's because the female has a voting majority. Females
Right.
has yeah, so they got to
Right.
placate those women because
Right.
they
Right.
get more
Exactly.
voters.
Right. Exactly. Again, politicians will choose to placate their constituency. In this case, the constituency is made up mostly of women, so
Yep.
it's going to create this environment where we end up pandering to women. Yeah, yeah, very sad. But
No, but what do you say that our countries turning to crap? What do you have in America?
what's that? I'm
That I
sorry.
don't have. You said that my country is turning into crap.
Yes.
What have you heard in America? Because I haven't heard anything like that in Danish news. But then again, we have hosts of CNN wannabes doing the
Yeah. Yeah. So when I say that, I'm talking about a confluence of multiple factors, and I'll spout some of them off now. I'd say
sure.
feminism is the biggest one. I
Oh
would
yeah.
say the men becoming feminized. That's another one.
Yep.
I would say the increasing debt in your country is another problem.
But
Another
it's not
problem is
not as big as America. That's for sure.
what's that? I'm sorry.
The the amount of money on the what say the country itself is not anything near what it is in US. Uh, say like a like like this that to say that that according if they mix up or say that we are 5.7 million people and is going to say that an American state is sort of they can interchange it and say that this is the amount that we are borrowing money outside. But yeah, because of the Corona, we drink Corona here.
I'm sorry. Did you say the corona, or were you talking about your money, the kroner? I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah, because when they the community has to find figure out themselves because that you cannot say about that your country is turning into crap because of we are borrowing so many money or we're going to print so many money. Um, I don't know how much has been printed. We don't actually get those information here because most people are set on digital currency. We are very much a digitized country.
Yes, right. That's yet another problem, and I think that America is going to be facing that problem as well. I think we're moving towards a cashless society where we're slowly phasing out cash, we're getting rid of cash. I don't think that that's a good thing. I think that that's a bad thing. Another thing I wanted to talk about was what I call demographic replacement. My understanding is that the Danish people, the Danes, are no longer having children. At the same time, Muslims, Arabs, North Africans, you call them whatever you want, foreigners are coming into your country, and they're essentially replacing you. Do you have
Yeah.
anything to say about that?
Well, sure I can. Um, if you choose to placate to feminism, and the politicians that support that and is totally on board on letting people into the country, and it's both side of the spectrum, both the left and the right. There's practically no difference between those two of them. It's like almost like America, where you have Democrats and you have rhinos working together, um, and small percentage of voters have put it out that they are not into that. But then we all know how that goes because oh, you are evil, you're misogynistic, and you don't like foreigners who can help us, and they are highly skilled, which they are not. So yeah, that's one of the lies that they have been placated to the voting base. That they are actually highly skilled people who come up here, and in 2015 they were actually going past each and every country. They basically took a pass on. So no, thank you. They can rot in hell. Both sides. No, because the day that you do not um, getting into to what's good for your voter base or your people, you become self-entitled and out of touch. Hello.
Hi.
Howdy.
Continue. I want to hear. I want to hear what you're saying.
Well, no, it's because they they want to placate to the feminism, and the voter base of that particularly subset, and basically it's I would say grown into people. So even my old mom is what 73. Oh, I was just saying misogynistic, but oh, we want equal rights and equal pay. And, it's you cannot say um, equal pay without saying how many hours do women work. That's the problem, because when I was married, I worked um, 10 to 12 hours a day, and when you come home and I have been all day, and yeah, well, tough shit, Boogie. You come in and you have 3 kids, and no, it's not feasible to.
I think you're. So I think you're referring to a term in English. We say there's this term bandied around. It's called a pay gap, and
Yep.
what most right wingers or people who sort of challenge the left, what they say is you should not call it a pay gap. You should call it an earnings gap. And when
Yes.
you use that, yeah. So when you use that word, it changes the meaning, but that's the point. For example, there are many examples, but I'll just give one. Women now in America, the majority of medical students now in the United States of America are women, and so we now have large amounts. We have large amounts of female doctors now, so we can conduct these studies and we can find the metadata.
How many women do we have collecting garbage?
Yeah,
Right.
that's the
That's
problem.
another.
Even in Denmark,
That's a
like
similar issue. That's a different issue. but
Some
it's
question.
related. Right. Okay. So now, when you say that, now you're talking about something called equity. So that's another point.
Equity is a fucking bullshit term, and you need to not use it.
Well, they'll say things like, "Oh, it's unfair that the majority of whatever physicists or mechanical engineers are men."
They
That's not
always say the ones that they want more women in, and not the ones where they want more women in them, because you have the fucking people that are fucking dying every day, and they're like, well, they're not going to say there's not enough women in that fucking. Sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry.
no. That's okay.
the problem
Out.
lies in the women do not can figure out for themselves that why is it that those guys that are in those fields work so many hours, and that's why even in Denmark that garbage collectors and different types of work, they are practically zero.
There's certain works that women don't want to go into.
Yep.
But the higher paying works is what they want women to go into. And it's fucking retarded. Sorry.
Well, it's so wrong on so many ways.
Retarded is increasing.
For example, Singletown Bachelor was talking about. He brought up. He didn't use this term, but again, like I said, the pay gap versus the income gap. The example I was going to bring up was doctors. We have so many female doctors now. We can study this, and we have. And what we have found, for example, I think it was across the board. So when I say across the board, that basically means all doctors in all fields, both genders. On average, a male doctor works 80 works 80 days more a year than a female doctor. I'll say that again. The average doctor in America, that's a man, works 80 days more than the average female doctor across all specialties.
That makes sense because men usually work more than women, regardless.
Right. That's the point. But I'm offering proof of that. You could say that. But
receipts. You're adding receipts. Is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's ultimately what it is. I'm showing receipts. You could say that, but now we can prove it because there are studies that have been done. And again, I'll say it again, across all specialties. This isn't just one specialty. Across all specialties, the average doctor, male doctor, works 2 full months more than the average female doctor. Well, who's going to make more money? The person who works 10 months a year or the person who works 12 months a year? Obviously,
well, depends on their fucking gender. The woman should make the same amount as the man.
So the idea is if they both make
that was a joke.
I know. But see, that's therein lies the rub. Therein lies the rub. See, that's where the problem is.
I'm playing the liberal.
Deep down, women know that. They know that men work more, but they don't care. And they
don't care because they can make 22 cents to the dollar to the man.
I've heard the most recent. They say they're making 82 cents to the dollar. That's the most. I'm
sorry. I need to give them a better fucking thing. 82 cents to the dollar.
Yeah, right. Again, that's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And
it's all bullshit.
Yeah. Do you guys? There is a survey that the Danish the employer they have a fraternity in Denmark called the Danish,
Well-
and they have um, split up in female and men's employing.
If
And
the employer can pay less than the man, they're only going to employ women.
Okay, that's
Because
another example.
it's
That's a very very common argument that is very
Yeah.
logical to understand.
It's illogical,
If we pay, if
but it's not
suppose
true.
well, yeah, just think about it. What you just said makes perfect sense. What you said is such a great argument. We should teach all men that single argument when it comes to this particular issue.
But it's not true, though.
Right. I'll get into that in a second. If we pay men, I'm sorry, excuse me. If we pay women 22% less than we pay men, wouldn't it benefit the corporations to hire all women, because they would save 22% across the board on labor, assuming that women, the quality of their work is equal to that of a man. That makes perfect logical sense. But the problem is, as we know, the quality of work between men and women is different. But the corporations don't want to admit that. There's an agenda. They're pushing it. So again, I tell men, I am beyond the point of reconciliation. These people are lying. These people, the corporations are lying. The governments are lying. Women are lying. We know that they're lying.
Stop letting women take the jobs from you, because you are better at that job than they are.
If you have a translator, you can actually get a survey that the employers union in Denmark has, and they have been analyzing the pay and employment, and that is from 2020.
When it comes to American people, I'm not wrong. I'm sorry, Denmark.
No problem.
I think Denmark is suffering similar problems to us, just on a smaller scale.
They are.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say right now, I'm gonna go to bed because I need to go to bed. It's good talking to you, Cowboy and Bachelor. Have a good night,
bro. Yeah,
Sure.
bro. Take care. All right.
Sure.
Get some sleep.
Yep. Yeah, Google is such.
Anyway, yeah, no, it's sad. It's absolutely sad, but I have this idea. I've got my own ideas. I got this grand idea, this overarching theory. It's something similar to the Tytler cycle. Anyone can look it up. It's the Tytler cycle in action. Basically, societies, countries, civilizations, empires, they go through a cycle, a rise and fall of empires, if you will.
Yep.
And during this rise and this fall, the people within the empire, they embody certain values. And as time goes by, those values can change. They can morph into entirely new values. And you can arrive at a point where what people think, the values that people have completely changed. So much so that it leads to what you could call the end of the empire, or a falling apart, or disunification. So, and I think that's what's happening now. I think that the average Westerner, the average Danish person, or the average whatever, English, French, American, whatever, we basically have become debauched and lazy. and entitled and liberal and apathetic and materialistic, and all these, and it's going to cost us. We're actually destroying ourselves. And I think that is what's going to happen. I think it's happening now. I think we're witnessing it, and I think there's no stopping it at this point.
Well, the thing that you are going to do is having a sort of site outside of the city, so that you can actually live off the land, so to speak, because it's our civilization is crumbling down at a certain point because of we're not getting any more kids, and and especially in USA that the women are just instead of saying vaccinated, they are going to say they have just tied the tubes on.
Oh yeah, right. They get their tubes tied. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's probably they're probably going to do that because of,
that reminds me. I heard from another. Content creator. His name is Donovan Warland. He made a video and he was talking about Pfizer. He was talking about the corporation Pfizer, and he was talking about how apparently it's all coming out according to their own data. I think he said 4 out of 10 pregnant women, 4 out of 10 women that took the poke or the jab. I'm not going to call it what it is. We call it the poke or the jab. 4 out of 10 women who were pregnant who took the poke had a miscarriage or a stillbirth.
Yep.
I think the term he used was miscarriage. Yep. So the point is, yes.
The hand tail.
I'm sorry.
It's almost like the handmade. English motherfucker. Handmade tale. The where 99% of women in America can't have kids.
Right. That's a very fascinating book. It's a very fascinating and scary idea that 99% of women can't have children. I can't remember. I'm sorry. What was the name? What's the name of that woman, the author of that book?
I have no clue.
Is it Altridge? Marie Altridge? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Yeah, no, that's a fascinating book. I've read that book, and it's interesting to point out that feminists. That book is very popular with feminists.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, because again that. What I'm sorry.
It's insane that they have a craving for that book. But I've taken the book twice when I was in the hospital. So and I thought that I was helping my mother not to die, because 10 months prior to my blood cloth, I lost my father, and so I was in that conviction that I would not have to let go of my mother also. So I took the poke twice, and the second poke I got, I have sort of getting something from it. So yeah.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I understand you? Did you say that you have received the poke?
Yep.
And you've also received a second poke, a booster?
Yep. No, not booster. In Denmark, they say that that the booster is third and fourth time.
Okay,
That's the
how many pokes have you gotten? Just one?
Twice.
Okay, you've gotten 2. Okay. So
Yeah.
if my understanding is correct, you're going to turn into a zombie pretty soon.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna end myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Better to
sorry to
be
hear
off
that.
straight away. Yeah.
Yeah, I must say I'm glad I never took that.
Yeah. No, because my kids are purebloods, and that's when they simply came up. Um, I told them not to take the book because of how I felt at the moment, and said, you are not going to get these adverse reactions because you are more likely to get reactions from it because of uh, they're part of me, and yeah, Nuremberg
um,
wise, yes.
did you experience adverse reactions?
Yep,
Can
I
you
have
talk about that?
sure. It's like if you have a broken back and you have those like rays coming from your hip down to your legs. It's like that in my arms. So
Wait. I'm sorry. You racing what? Arms, legs? Well, I'm
ray
sorry. I don't understand you.
um, when you have when you have damaged your back, um, you your spine. Yeah,
Oh,
when
your
you have
spine.
damaged your spine, yeah,
Your spine.
you get sort of rays coming down from your hips down to your legs. Like if you have ever tried executing yourself just a little bit, and you get those feeling about it's coming down into your legs like a sort of ray, pulsing ray.
A what? A ray?
Yes. Um,
Array. I'm sorry, I don't follow you. Array. What's array?
when it's um, it's it's coming from your hips and into your legs like a pulsing ray.
Aha. Okay. So a jolt, a ray,
Yes.
a
Yeah.
pulse, a surge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that. Just I got it in my arms like that. And I can relate to that because I have I have spinal injury.
Oh,
So
really? I'm sorry to hear that. Why? Where? How?
just,
How did you get a spinal injury?
um well, I think it's combination of not taking care of myself and jumping up and down certain things, and it's yeah, part of life. But 80% of Danes has problems with their spinal.
80% of Danish people have a problem with what now?
Yeah, with the spinal cord.
Oh, with their spines. Why is that?
Um, because of life, the way that they eat, they don't
Do
take
you
care of
guys, you
themselves.
guys eat, is it like too much rye bread or something?
I think that it's when you
That-
get into certain ages, like your 40s, and you are thinking that you can be just like your 20s, and lift up something heavy,
Yeah.
and then you get that jolt of real pain, because you made a what's say, not unseen or unforeseen movement, but you get a you get the injury by doing something that you are uh, thinking that you are accustomed to, but you're not. 20 years later, 20 years of age and longer, you are 45 or 47 or something, and
Sure.
you have that mindset. Yeah, I can do anything. I can lift those 200 pounds easily on my back, and oh, that hurts. Yeah, not 25 years of age and longer. So
Well,
that's
yeah, that's just sounds like regular aging to me. I'm 30. I'm 30. I'm 38
yeah,
now,
yeah,
and yeah, no, I definitely agree. You start to feel it, in
yeah,
so many ways. In so many ways. When I get drunk, instead of bouncing back, I remember when I was a kid. I remember when I was 22, 23, 24. I would get drunk, and the next day I would just spring out of bed. I would just jump out of bed, go right to work, right to school, right to class. Now,
yeah.
with the same amount of alcohol, I would say it takes me the entire day to. I'm sort of nursing a hangover all day. Sometimes
Well,
even the next day, I'm still recovering. So, you know,
yeah, it's a 5 o'clock afternoon. We say here. Oh, you have your hangover. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Okay, because you
yeah,
are hospitaling those hangovers, or yeah. No, you cannot do uh, anything like you were in your 20s anymore. If you're 55 like me, no, you cannot do that. And you shouldn't be able to do that. Um,
yeah, yeah. No, it's getting old sucks. Getting old sucks. So
hey, it's life. You are smarter than you were when you're 25. Definitely, I was 28 when I got my first kid. And my last time was 32. And
sure.
if anyone says that they are, oh, they can be easily pregnant again, don't take them on the word, because we had 4 years of trying to get her pregnant, and it was took a toll on us. So
Oh,
when
I'm
they
sorry. You guys had fertility. You guys had infertility issues.
yep. Oh yes. So
How?
whenever they say my body, my rights, I say okay. So when they say that, you say okay. Don't come crying because of the number of times that you have taken that rugrat out, because now you cannot have kids anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right. No, yeah. You're touching on another good subject, and that is female fertility. Um, we know from science. This is basic biology.
Yeah.
Men, our fertility goes down after
Yep.
about, I think it's like 40. Might be in the late 30s, 35, 36, and it slowly goes down over time.
Well,
Our spermazoa, it becomes of lesser quality as time passes. It becomes fewer in number. Um, but there's no nice or subtle way to say this. A man's fertility does last much longer than a female's. There are cases where men in their 70s. There are many cases where men in their 70s and or 80s can father children. There's no woman who's 80 years old who's having a kid. It's just not happening.
Think about the guy that made the tune Alley Cat. He died when he was 92, I guess. He got a kid when he was over 70 years old. So yeah,
Sure.
but no, it's my case. It was me. My sperm count was 25 at the time.
You're what now?
My sperm count was 25.
Oh right. You
So-
guys went to like a fertility clinic and all that shit.
Yep.
Oh
So-
wow. Oh, that's interesting. Is 25? Is that like a healthy number? I don't know. What?
It's okay, but it's not super good. But it tells us that yeah, we need to work on it.
I see. Yeah.
So,
No, I don't know
so,
about that. I hear.
No, it's-
Who was it? I think it was Professor Jordan Peterson. I was listening to him. He was talking about how in this point in time, what is it? 1 out of every 3 couples experiences infertility issues, as he put it. So yeah, it's far more common than we like to think. And then like 40% of the time, it's actually the man, not the woman. Even though in this particular issue, most of the time people sort of blame the woman or hold the woman accountable. But actually, yes, sometimes it's a man who has a very low sperm count. But whatever. But what we do know, is that men can have children, are relatively fertile into their 50s and 60s. Yes, even into their 70s. But women's fertility drops off. Basically, it starts dropping off, I think, after about 25, and then after 35, it precipitously falls.
It tanks.
It tanks. Yeah, it tanks. Yeah.
And it's well, women have it's it's ludicrous that a 40-year-old woman say, "Oh, I have my prime years." You're past your prime years. So what are you talking about? The mayor of Helsingør, that's in close to Copenhagen. They have tried to conceive for over a decade. So she started out as 30 something, and they have 2 kids by in vitro. So yeah, you are not going to.
Yeah.
And I've talked to that with my daughter. I said, you need to be in your 20s because your fertility isn't. If you want kids, you are definitely going to have kids in those years, and you haven't had the same amount of time that your brothers are having. So yeah. Oh, I don't know whether or not it has resonated in her, but we'll see. She's only 20 years old, so
I'm sorry. How old are your daughters?
I have 1 daughter and 2 boys.
Oh, you have 1 daughter. Okay. I'm sorry. How old is your daughter?
She's 20. The
And-
young years.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. How old is she?
20.
Oh, 20. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And my
I hope
oldest is 24.
what's that? I'm sorry.
My oldest is 24.
Your oldest son?
Yep, is 24.
Yeah. That's a good age. The 20s is a good age, you know.
I hope
Um,
so. uh,
well, I hope your daughter makes the right decision. Or who knows? She has to make the decision on whether she wants children at all. And if she does, yeah, hopefully she has children when she's younger. But
yep.
I don't know.
It depends on whether or not that if you have kids of yourself, you tell them. She knows that I have a channel that is Single Time Bachelor, and she have had the links to it, so she knows or can know everything that I do on that channel. So um, so she
Yeah.
knows how. So she knows how I stand in that way.
Yeah, right. Again, but that's not what matters the most. What matters the most is that she has equal rights to men now, and she has free will, and so she has to decide, if she's going to have
Yeah.
children or not, and that's her decision. And there's not much you can do either way. So,
Nope. Just guidance. There was there was even in I think she was 16 or something. I said, yeah. And told her about certain things, and said, it's, you have your own saying in those things now, but it takes a constant effort to make good decisions. Um, so it's up to you, and don't fuck up, because I wanna. If she screws everything up in her life, I would be there for her with a hand that is slapping her silly, because that's not how I brought her up. That sure, she can be just as her brother says, um, freedom, but she has to take control of her own life and not rely on others
who does your daughter live with? Does she live with you or your ex-wife?
ex-wife.
Okay. Is your ex-wife a feminist?
I don't know,
Do
to be
you
honest.
you talk to your ex-wife?
Not much. It's basically if they want to come, they're gonna come. And
How often would you say you speak to your ex-wife? Every day? Once a week? Once a
oh
month?
no,
Once a year?
no, it's it depends on whether or not they are going to school or something. And we have I would say a sort of that that we are. I'm talking to my daughter, and she said, "Oh, I'm gonna come at this time," and I couldn't convey that okay, this and that month that she's gonna get over. Yeah, and that's about it. How we communicate. Because I left my ex-wife, so that's why I'm definitely not keen on her.
Who who filed for divorce? Her or you?
Me? Yeah, I'm a 20% man. Yeah, I know.
Why? Why did you leave her?
Um, because I was unhappy the way things were. Because she said that my opinion doesn't matter um, in the upbringing, and that's what broke the camel's back.
So
that
so she claimed that the children were hers and hers alone to raise, and you disagreed with that?
um yeah, it was basically like that, but that she was saying that my opinion doesn't matter. I was like an ATM for her, basically, because
I'm
I
sorry.
was
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. You were a what to her? What? I'm sorry.
basically I was an ATM for her.
Oh,
You can
an
deduct you can deduct
ATM.
that from you can deduct that from the conversation that you have to make ends meet, uh, and not having a crap to say about it. That's basically
I
what
see.
this was about.
I see. So
So
you saw yourself. You're saying that she saw you as an ATM to just constantly get money out of, but you were not allowed any authority within the relationship.
yeah, and we talked about that prior to our oldest son was born, and we agreed to that um, that one parent was not going to say another thing when they would come to me and ask for something, and I said no. That they would go to her and have her saying yes. That's part of playing the parents out against each other, and that's a bad thing.
Oh, I see.
And
So
that
she
was
would not. She would not back up your decisions.
nope. So no, my opinion didn't matter. Okay, then
Okay. So
okay, fine.
if that's the case, if everything you just said is true, why did you marry her?
Well, that's
I'm just kidding. I'm just
you
kidding,
know
man.
no 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 because we married when our oldest son was 1.5 years. What was he, 2 years old? I can't call. But he was 2 years old when we married her, yeah. And it wasn't an issue at that time, but it became an issue that when you have
so
kids,
do so
you
do
take the
any
time. Sorry,
do any of your children currently live with you?
nope, they are all adults. So
Do they all live on their own, or do they all live with their mom, or what's going on?
one of them living by her. Um, my one of the kids living on its own, and the other one is living at a school. Um, so that's okay.
Okay. Um, do you have regular contact with your children? Do they call you every day, every week, every month, once a year? What?
I would say no. The only one that have reached out um, on a, I wouldn't say consistent, but the only one that has um, sort of interest in making an effort to in later years is actually my daughter. So yeah, alienations is part of the problem when you
Yes, yes. It's fair to
correct.
say that it's possible that your ex-wife purposely alienated you from your children. Do you think that's what she did?
I don't know, but You can say that it's partially, I think. Yeah, I think it's partial there, because of the boys are not contacting me at any given, only when they have birthday or something that they want something in return.
Right, right. Basically, they only contact you when they want something.
Yep.
Well, there you go. You're a perfect example of everything I talk about. If I may use you as an example, you're a
Go
perfect
right ahead.
example. What's that? I'm sorry.
Okay, go right ahead.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's sad. I feel bad for you. I would say your story is a tale of woe to any and all men, especially young men. Um,
That's
yeah. Hold on one second. There appears to be a little bit of a there appears to be a little of a echo. Hold on. Okay, let's hope that kills the echo. Yeah, no, I'm
all
so
right.
sorry. You single-town bachelor. You're a perfect example of everything I talk about. I'm not saying you're perfect. I'm not saying you are or you were a perfect father or husband, but I don't know. If you were to ask me, I think you probably got a raw deal. I know that the laws definitely gave you a raw deal. Um, in my
Not
opinion,
not like they got in America, because um the way that the system works here is not like they're being taken out to the cleaners in a divorce case. Most basically a woman can let's say cheat on you, and it doesn't matter
I'm
in
sorry.
court.
It does, or it does not.
It doesn't matter whether or not that the woman has cheated on you
I'm
for
sorry. Again, I did
extra.
not hear you. It does matter, or it does not matter.
It does not matter.
It does not
Uh,
matter. Right, right. See, and that's the problem, and
yeah,
that's the same problem here in the states, and that's the same problem in most Western nations, or at this point, all nations that are embracing feminism. It's just a clear double standard. If a
yeah,
man cheats, the man is held accountable. He loses everything. He has to pay child support. He loses his house. His good name is ruined. He's dragged through the court. He's dragged through the court of public opinion. He is made accountable. He is held to account. However, when a woman does the exact same thing, nothing happens. This is because
yep.
of the laws. Okay,
Well,
that that's actually what you just brought up right now, Singletown. That's actually what destroyed my family in many ways. My
the fa-
father, he remarried a woman, and the woman cheated on him. And to this day, she has never suffered any repercussions for this. And
wow.
that ended up destroying my relationship with my father. Now my
Yeah,
father, and I consider this a serious violation, right up there with murder, or you know, child molestation or rape or something like that. I really see it that way. Um, I've made my father aware of this. My father basically says he doesn't care. Um, he refuses to talk about it. So I basically have told my dad, well, then I don't want anything to do with you. I can't continue a relationship with you under these circumstances. As of late, my father, a couple months ago, he's he is starting to suffer. He's starting to suffer renal failure, or his kidneys are no longer working. He needs someone to donate a kidney to him.
Mhm.
All the women that could donate to him will not donate to him.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and he helped all these women. He helped, his wife, his daughters, his sisters. But it just goes to show how selfish women are. And me,
Yeah.
he threw me under the bus. He always treated me like shit. And now he comes to me and he asks me, and I said, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm gonna let you die. I'm gonna let you die because you cheated on my mom. You let your second wife cheat on you multiple times with multiple different men, and then she put me in jail, and she framed me for a crime I never committed. You went along with all this. You lost your house, you lost your buildings, you cheated on your wife, your second wife cheated on you. She was always abusive. You looked the other way. All of these crimes, all of this abusive behavior. And in the end, the person you could have the person who could have helped you the most is the person, ironically, you treated the worst. But yeah, it's very sad. It's a system. It's a system that we're fighting. I don't claim to know what the answer is. I think the answer is we need to fight this. We need to fight this, and we need to change the laws. But right now, we MGTOW men who think like us, we're still licking our wounds. A lot of us have been damaged. We've been hurt. We've had cases put on us. We've lost our families. We've been alienated. We've had our money stolen. All these terrible things have happened to us. So I see this. I see this in phases. Right now, Western men are just starting to put up a fight to all this. And
Yeah.
my goal,
And the numbers is showing in America and in England, definitely because of what feminism has done to women, made them think more than they actually are. I can actually tell a story about my ex-wife when we were
sure,
about
sure,
to
sure. Let's hear the story.
get divorced. She said, "Oh, well, then you can actually say that it's you cheated on me." I said, "You know what? There's a problem with that. What is that? That is that when you have the paper, and you'll have to put a third name on that reasoning, but there's no name. So why even bother?" So it's like,
Wait,
okay.
wait. I'm sorry. I don't understand you. You're telling us a story, and the story is you cheated on your wife.
No. She said I could sign up the divorce papers, or uh, that I was going to send in to the authorities about us um, divorcing. And she said, "Oh, if you want to have it done sooner, then you have to. You can actually always say that there's a third part." I said, "Well, that third part is not anybody, so I can't write a name onto that line that says a third party."
So you're saying that during the divorce proceedings, she attempted to speed up the process by convincing you to admit to cheating and to name a third party.
Correct.
Okay. Here's my question to you then. What that if all that's true, if all of that is true, and I believe it is, I believe you. Why did you marry her?
Yeah. Um, you know, so the role the road is paved with good intentions. You know.
That's right. That's right. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's right.
Yeah.
What happened? I mean, what when I think of the men, when I think of the men of Denmark, I thought you guys used to be Vikings. You guys used to be rough and tough, take no bullshit kind of guys. What happened?
Um, I think that is female nagging. Okay, okay. You'll have that one. More of the same BS. And then all of a sudden, then oops, no, we're not in control anymore. But they still have a certain
When she
amount of.
nags, when she nags, why didn't you just pop her one? Why don't you
No,
just
I said no,
slap
no,
her?
no, no. I said that women nags. It's not her that nagging. But no, she is sort of on her own on that. No, I don't need no nagging at all. I just if a female nags about anything, I can just walk out of the room.
Yeah, no, I understand. See, again, that's just more. This is just more of what I talk about. So nagging is another example. See, what's going on is,
It's
and
playing.
I see this as a process. This has been a process over hundreds and hundreds of years. Slowly but surely, every single way that a man has to defend himself against a woman has been systematically taken away from him. In the past, prior to civilization, if a woman started essentially abusing you with her language, you could use the term nagging. You could just slap her. You just pop her in the face, and it would teach her that she can't manipulate you using her language. But then we passed all these laws taking away men's ability essentially to defend themselves against verbally abusive women. And now women can just run roughshod over us, and they can just, they can just nag us, nag us, nag us to death. See, women have a great power. Women have the power that they can basically do or say anything, and you can't hit them. Or at least we're told you can't hit them. You're not supposed to hit them. But, you know, how are we supposed to win an argument? How are men ever supposed to win? That's the whole point. That's the whole point. We're
Yep.
we're not supposed to win anymore. It's rigged. It's set up. So until men are essentially until men are willing to overthrow this system or at least resist it, there will be no change. And that's what I see. That's what I see going on right now. Your
Well,
generation. I'm sorry.
if
I'm sorry.
if guys just are in an argument with a feminist or female at any length, and they talk about patriarchy and the usual shit crap. You're just going to say, well, we are all equal, right? So if we are equal, and I'm not gonna listen to that, you are insulting me. Either you stop that, or you are saying hi to the hand. That means I'm gonna slap you. Because I'm not going to take out any of those. That's sort of verbally abuse from anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's oh boy. No, we're in a pickle. We're in a pickle. And
Yeah,
men of your generation, I say men over 40, men over 45. I'll this is an arbitrary number, but let's say let's say 45. Men 45 and over, they were screwed over. You guys are like the last generation that really bought into marriage, and all you guys got all you guys got fucking taken for a ride. The
Oh, yeah.
women, they fucked you over. They took all your money. They divorced you. They're forcing you to pay all this money and child support. It's a crime. It's a crime. I'm sorry.
There's one good thing about it. You know what? You can always buy stock in pet food
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Right.
Meow Meow is going to end her days in pets.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's
So
no. It's sad.
get stocks in the local or state pet foods that are out there. Go get it. Go get it because they're gonna skyrocket
Yeah. Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
couple of
That's true.
years.
That's true. I admit that. But again, I think it's so sad. I mean, you're a perfect example. I mean, you know, your sons, your daughter as well, but your entire family, they should be
Oh
showing you
yeah.
love and respect maybe not every day, every weekend, at least once a month. All of you should get together and you should go to a restaurant and you should go and fly kites and you could rent a sailboat and go and sail the whatever that's called the Skagerrak, and you could sail to Copenhagen and sail back and enjoy each other's company. But your children, they've been brainwashed to think that you're the bad guy, and well, it destroyed your family, and my family was destroyed too, and you know,
But
feminism
they're gonna
really.
find out at a certain point because
I'm sorry.
they're gonna find out at a certain point because of the society. It's not going to stand on its legs because of men have been taken to the cleaners, and I think that young generations are learning from that experience because of YouTube, because of BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, because the number of content creators out there,
Yeah.
and they're going to say whatever it is that they are bound to say about their experience in the court system, and I think that's what we didn't have at that time. We didn't have that in when I was 2008, 2009. No way. I I don't think that no, I don't. I didn't catch any videos while I was in the process of divorcing my ex-wife. No, there wasn't any videos out there that were pushed at me at that time, because I
Yeah.
didn't
No,
I
it's
didn't have
sad.
knowledge. I didn't know that there was any content creators out there. I didn't know that they were out there. Oh, Red Pill. No, I thought that it was a great movie. Hey, Neil, go for it. I didn't. I thought, oh, it's just a catchphrase. And yeah, man, I know my sound is crappy, but hey, it goes.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're also very, very far away. I mean, you're not. You're basically halfway around the world. It's okay.
Let's see whether or not we can pump up the volume. Let's see about this.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Okay.
Right. Right. Well, you know what always you know what always makes me feel better whenever I feel depressed about these issues. Like I like to think about MGTOW Maddie. I like to think about how all the money he had was taken systematically, and how his ex-wife extorted him for tens and tens of thousands of Aussie dollars. The bitterness that that creates, and how every week he has to wash it away. He has to wash it down with 94% pure charcoal filtered yum yum popcorn Sutton glory. And then when he wakes up and he's hung over, he's still in the same position he started in. He just has a few less brain cells. You know what I'm saying, Singletown?
Yep, I know. Uh, that somebody is getting screwed over the terms of the divorce. Yeah, I was, even though that she tried. Uh, that's actually funny. Um, my ex-wife was uh, prodding me. She said, "Well, uh, how can I say it? She wanted to have a um, ex-wife benefits." And I said, "Good luck with that, because I can barely pay out the money for 3 kids. So good luck with that."
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. She wanted what now?
In the divorce, she wanted alimony.
Oh, alimony. Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously you were paying child support, but she wanted to concurrently sue you for alimony as well.
Well, I said to her that good luck with that, because can you cut the hair out of a bald man? I said to her. That was exactly what I said to her. Can you cut the hair out of a bald man's head?
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah.
because I was I would at that time um,
No, I know what you're saying.
my,
It's
my
like
my my salary was fixed. My salary at that time was fixed. So she knew that I said, my salary is fixed. I get this amount of money each month, and you get support for child support, and that is this amount, and my apartment is costing me this amount. So how
well,
much is
no,
left over for anything I have to
right.
have a
No.
living? No?
They know that your wife, she knows that. She knows that now. She knew that then. She just didn't care. She said, "How much can I fuck this guy?" That's what she said.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's the hardest part of all. So I think for men, the realization that this is how women really are. I've come to the realization. I believe I know this. Unless a woman is properly socialized, a woman is basically a sociopath. I think all women, by their very nature, are sociopathic, but they can be properly socialized. They can be properly taught. They can be instilled certain values. We can impose a super ego on them, if you will, the mores of society, which I think are masculine. You call it whatever you want. Basically, women are so selfish if
Can't
they
be
left it,
properly trained.
what's that? I'm sorry.
They can't be properly trained.
They can't be what now?
Potty trained. They cannot be potty trained.
Oh, they can't be potty trained. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, if they're not properly socialized, yeah, they literally grow up to be extremely selfish, extremely narcissistic. Ultimately, that's really what's going on now. We purposely teach women, we purposely raise girls to be narcissistic. At the same time, we purposely raise boys to be selfless or courageous.
Yeah.
We basically teach boys to help women, and we teach girls to just steal everything they can.
Yeah. But that's it's funny because when women say, "Oh, you have a great time," said you can always get to pick up an AK-47 and go to Ukraine and fight that war because you wanted to fuck over our country. So I can't hear you. Female entitlement is
Yeah, the
rampant, and
entitlement. Yeah, the entitlement. The level of entitlement. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I think that's 3 women I've said that to after the war in Ukraine started, and said, "Well, if you are bored or something like that, you can always go to Ukraine and start fighting because you are entitlement." I, I never hear that anything from that side ever again. So I think that just crap testing people
Sure.
because we can get allowed to get away with something like this, and even our prime minister is. I think it's can't remember how many million, but it's close to 2 billion Danish kroner she have sent out to Ukraine. Uh, and while Danes are suffering, the taxpayer of Denmark is always gonna suck it up.
That's right. That's right. That's
Uh,
right. You guys, the taxpayer is just used to flip the bill to pay for the bill of these other people with other interests. Basically, you're just being robbed. And remember,
Yep.
most taxes come from, I think it's in excess of 70%, somewhere between 70 and 75, and it fluctuates every year. But yeah, the majority of taxes are paid by men. Yeah, but again,
Misogyny.
what's that? I'm sorry.
Misogynistic, yeah, right. Go
Oh,
pay
right. Yeah, right.
70.
It's misogyny. Yeah,
The,
misogyny.
the,
No,
the
it's really
Danish,
very simple. It's really very simple. Again, these are all just words. Misogyny. That it's all just shaming tactics, so that they can
yeah,
stay in power. What they don't want are men, just like you and me, and everyone else in the audience, assuming that they're all men. I'm sure most of them are, getting together, talking about these issues, and then the worst thing of all, taking action. Taking action. That's the one thing they don't want us to do. You know anything about the occult? One of the biggest tenets of the occult is the concept of who a person is who a person is three things: their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions, or their thoughts, their emotions, their actions. And a person's actions is just a manifestation of their thoughts and their feelings. If you line up all these three things together, you basically become unstoppable. Basically, women know what they're doing. Women know, all these women. If you've had a Polish wife, you're a Dane, you're a Danish man. You had a Danish wife. Your wife was from Nigeria, Jamaica, Thailand, whatever country. If the men start getting together and they realize what the women are doing and they take action to resist, all of this can be reversed. But women don't want that. They're going to do everything in their power to stop men like you and me.
Oh yeah.
Trust me, they don't even like men like you and I talking to each other.
Oh no. Especially not use Susan the seducer.
So
You know
again,
Susan. You know who Susan the seducer is.
so
You know who Susan the seducer is.
Susan, are you talking about Susan Wojcicki?
Yeah, she's the Susan the seducer. Yeah.
Susan the seducer or Susan the Medusa? I didn't hear you.
That's the Susan the seducer. Yeah.
Susan the seducer. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know of her. I know, I'm aware of her presence. I mean, in many ways, I think she's a figurehead, but yes, I understand that she's
Sure.
not well liked, and I understand her politics are very adversarial to ours. I understand that, but
She is
I
part of the WEF,
yeah,
World
yeah,
Economic
I know,
Forum.
but I think this is much, much bigger. This is so much bigger than her. These are ideas put in place by the ultra rich, I think, to
Sure.
attack the working men and
Sure.
cause division. Divide and conquer, that sort
Yes.
of thing. And you apparently agree. So if you agree, I ask you again, why did you marry your wife? Nah, you didn't know because no one told you.
I didn't know anything better. That's the key answer to it. I didn't know any better.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, you didn't know. You didn't know any better.
you know, Cowboy. I have a girlfriend, and I said to her once, one in my lifetime, am I going to? I've done. I've been married, and one time is enough for me. So no more.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sure, you can have your fun with those females, but wrap it up.
Well, let me ask
Dispose
you
of
this:
the wrap.
what's your opinion, Singletown Bachelor? What's your opinion on MGTOW and sex tourism, MGTOW and um, what's it called? Passport Bros or Passport Gang, sex tourism, prostitution, legalized prostitution. I ask you, Singletown Bachelor, what's your opinion of all this? Is it wrong as a MGTOW to get some booty, to get some girls? Is it wrong? Is it wrong to pay for it?
Women has always preferred guys who paid for whatever the expectancy were for those guys. And this is pure and simple a sort of chicken tactic, because they can have both. Either they are going to get abroad, or they are going to buy e-girls or OnlyFans or whatever site there is. So yeah, I think that's
Okay.
It's like
Okay,
it
so
needs
again,
like
so
glue,
okay,
to make the
again,
boat
again.
rock.
So I ask you again. Singletown bachelor, is it okay for men, considering everything you just said, considering that there is a gender war, women are making war against us, using the courts, the governments, the corporations, blah blah blah. Is it okay for men to pay money to get sex with other women? Is prostitution okay for MGTOW men? Yes or no?
For MGTOW, it's negative because MGTOW is men going their own way, meaning they are basically monk. So
So no, you're saying no. MGTOW cannot. You cannot be a MGTOW and pay for sex.
if no, I don't think so. Men going their own way, then they can be red pill, and but not
So
that I.
all MGTOW. So by definition, according to you, in order to be a MGTOW, you must be a monk. Yes or no?
I'm not sure.
Now you stated you said I'm sorry, you said you're a MGTOW. Is that right?
Nope, I've never said that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I stand to be corrected. You're not a MGTOW?
Nope.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I thought
No worries.
you
No
were.
worries. Nope.
I see. What do you call your what do you consider yourself?
Bachelor.
Bachelor.
Yep.
So, are you saying, in your opinion, a man who is a bachelor cannot be a MGTOW?
I don't think so. Because whether or not it's about men going their own way, and they are.
Yes, right. No, I
It's
understand. I understand the
so
acronym, but what does that mean? So, if a man is going his own way, does he get to choose which way that is, or is there a pre-prescribed way that he must go? I think this is becoming an issue with the MGTOW. I think certain other MGTOW, for example, like Messenger Rising, or that he is now known as Lazarus, he has said, and I have a lot of respect for Lazarus. I consider him like an OG of the community. He says that you absolutely cannot have any dealings with women. So he would also say, sort of a monk. You have to be a monk. And then I hear other MGTOW say, no, you can be with women. I hear some other MGTOW say that there's levels of MGTOW. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Level 4 is please let me finish. Let me finish. Level 4 says that you essentially ghost. You ghost everyone, men, women, children. And level 3, level 2, level 1. My understanding is level 1 MGTOW, which has been spoken about for years, means you can still date. You can still have for all I understand, long-term relationships if you want, or many short-term relationships. So I've from the very beginning I've heard different things. I consider myself a MGTOW, and
Okay.
even though I'm not married and I don't cohabitate, I think it's okay for men to still pursue women on their terms, and I think that that's going your own way. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's always on your terms. Remember, the guys. Remember,
No. It's
on
not.
your terms.
No. It's not on your. No, it's not. you got divorced and you had to pay child support. Those aren't your terms.
No. But if yeah,
Well, anyway, so I do think that this has become like an issue in the community where there's this. See, what I think is going on is I think people they want to
dilute.
I'm sorry.
They people want to dilute the MGTOW movement because of divide and conquer tactics. I see that in the video from Hammerhand that Pearly he had a stream about Pearly.
Oh
Pearly
yeah,
Gate.
I consider that I consider her not really a diluter. I consider her more of a chameleon. I think she's saying a lot of things that I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's a chameleon because of her diluting the movement, MGTOW movement, into people who are listening to her talking points, and that's not any good because eventually you'll have a red pill, white pill,
Oh yeah.
black pill, and it's either red pill or blue pill, because either you have the two colors of what they are, or you have a dilution of it, because then you can divide and conquer. I see that as a direct attack on us.
I see. Yeah.
So no,
again, about just Pearly things. I would say she's really pretty. She's really pretty. I think she's very attractive. But
really,
yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Oh my God. To me, that woman is like just hot, like smoking hot, like totally hot. But again, who cares? I shouldn't say who cares. I don't care. The way I see it, she's a chameleon. She's using her beauty to come into the community. I shouldn't even say the MGTOW community, but and I know that she's aware of our community, but at least let's call it the manosphere. She's coming into the manosphere. She's parroting all of our talking points, and then she's like, "Give me money." Here, I have something. She has something to sell us, and that's just fuck that. Like, fuck that. She's just grifting. She's just grifting us. That's all. But she's hot.
Oh yes.
And so for every 1,000 men that see her, one or two of them is going to say, "Oh man, I'm gonna give her money. I'm gonna give her some cashola." So she's really just she's just grifting us.
Jesus Christ! You think she's hot? Jesus.
Yeah, I think she's very attractive. I'm not saying she's a 10.
You need to come to Denmark. You need to come to Aarhus right now. Chop.
Yeah,
definitely, because now she's not hot. She is not hot. She's average at best.
Average at best. All right. Hey,
yeah.
I'll give it to you. I'm sure you're right. She's average at best. But again, I'm just talking about again the hard stuff, the politics, the money, the power, the raw power.
She is definitely trying to dilute, because if you take her YouTube channel, take it all the way back to the start of it.
Take what?
Take her channel. Take a look at channel.
Okay.
Yes, and take the way back to the start of the channel and take a look at the videos. And no, that's progression. She had something was yesterday. She had 309,000 subscribers,
Okay.
and that is about a 1 year. 1 year. That's how fast a female can have red pill talking point and gain a ton of money. That's
Sure.
how stupid and simps are crying out for her, and I think it's bad. No, she needs to. We need to take her down.
We need to
Um,
take her down. Yeah, yeah. I don't
yeah.
know.
No,
Yeah. I
basically,
don't know.
um, yeah, take her down, and in not only by saying about where she is corrupted in her mind, but also the subscriber base of hers, um, because of that men are led astray. I see that as a problem, because if you have enough
Yeah, yeah.
simps,
That's part of it. But I think it's more than that. I think it's a combination of men are led astray, as you just said. I completely agree with that. But also, I think it's um, as Hammerhand talks about, or as many people talk about. I talk about this. This is encoded in our DNA. We
oh
want
yeah,
we want to protect women. We want to provide and protect. Basically, you see a pretty girl, you want to protect her, so that later on you can fuck her and get her pregnant and produce
really?
progeny, and that's normal. That's normal. But then they take it, but then it's all twisted, and yeah, no, it's we're fighting against our biology, and we're also fighting against the culture that has spun uh, these institutions have spun a culture. Yeah, no, it's we're fighting that we're fighting the culture. We're fighting our own um,
DNA
biological. Yeah, I was going to say
imperative, yeah.
biological imperative. So what are you going to do? You go MGTOW. MGTOW to me only has two tenets. Two: no marriage, no cohabitation. No marriage, no cohabitation.
No
All of a
kids.
sudden, now they're saying you can't even have kids. Hey, I still want to have kids, but I'm still a MGTOW, and I can have kids through surrogacy. Why can't I have kids through surrogacy and still be a MGTOW? I'm just I don't know this. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Um, yeah, it's a concerted effort to um, to make us butts head together in the movement so that they can dilute the rest of it, and they have YouTube and what not to do that on a regular basis.
Mm.
And I see that as a problem that that we in the community is going to address and do it later, do it now than later, and it's otherwise it's going to be a problem that goes up above our heads.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I don't know. At this point, I admit it. I see a total collapse. I see a slow slide into what people like Professor Dutton call a Mogadishu. Essentially,
yeah.
we're going to crash. Whether it's a one fast big crash, whether it's a slow
Look at
slide, I don't
Sweden.
know.
Look at Sweden. How many hand grenades attack have they had this year? And how many shootings they have had this year?
Ooh,
It's it's insane. They have the Russian mafia, and they have I don't know how many mafias they have, but they are basically shooting each other on the streets, and
who
and
are you talking about?
Sweden. That's
Oh, really?
how
There's a
Mogadishu.
mafia.
That's how.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. There's a mafia in Sweden.
they have gangs in the to muscle up the drug trade that they have in the city.
I'm sorry. Just for fun, can you talk about that? I know nothing about that. In Sweden, there's a mafia, and who are they, and what are they doing?
They well, they have gangs that behave like mafia, um, and they have it's across the border actually. It's close to Helsingør, and they have had I think it's over 40 killings this year alone. It's they had a shooting at a mall some weeks ago. It's the same city.
And what's the name again of the city?
I can't recall that, but I cannot recall that.
Okay, that's fine.
Um, Malmö.
Oh, Malmo. Yes, I've
Yes.
heard of Malmo. See, the thing is with
Yeah.
Malmo, I think Malmo has it's a majority Muslim city now.
Oh yeah. It has become. Oh yes, it has become. I was part of a clan, and we had a sort of what's it called a land meetup in Malmö, and that was I think it was close to one of the center where they have lots of foreigners, and they said that at a certain time of day you shouldn't be at that particular place because you will end up being attacked because of they probably think that you will have something of value.
Okay.
And that was 2005 and 6. And there's only one way that that's part of Sweden that is going down the drain ever since.
Sure. I agree. Yeah, Sweden is going down the drain, but that's okay because
They vote for it.
they voted for it. You see?
Yeah. So that's why you have to have a bug out place or somewhere in the countryside that you can reside when the collapse is finally coming. But it's not coming soon enough. But I've actually stocked up my pantry. So I have food for several weeks.
Yeah, that's good. That's definitely good. Yeah, I don't claim to know what the answer is. I think I think what's going to happen again is it's going to be a slow slide into degradation, into
Yep.
oblivion, into oblivion. Staring
Yes,
into
and
the abyss.
you Americans have a what was that? How would you say it in English? You have a better hand than we have. You have two legs.
Oh yeah. Well, you mean you Europeans, you gave up your right to own, so again,
Yep.
you deserve it. I mean, I'm not I don't mean any disrespect to you. You know that. I don't mean any disrespect to you, but
No,
this is
no.
this is just universal. This is like, slavery is slavery is
And-
slavery, no matter what country you're in. I mean, if you let people enslave you, they're gonna enslave you. So
Oh yeah.
you got to fight for it sometimes, and yeah, no, it's very sad, but this is we do this to each other, and if anyone's interested, look up the Tytler cycle. It's called the Tytler cycle. People, societies, societies go through a cycle. You can start at freedom, or you can start at slavery. It doesn't matter where you start. What's important is that it's a cycle. Let's say you start at freedom. People actually gain their freedom. I think there's seven, or no, there's nine. I think there's 9 stages. This is a theory proposed by a guy called Tytler. That's why it's called the Tytler cycle. People start out free, and then immediately after, oh, I'm sorry, did you sneeze?
No, I just have a cough
Oh, I see. Okay. Let's
because
see. Gesundheit.
I'm getting low on coffee. So
Yeah, no, it's first it's freedom, and then afterwards I think is prosperity. After prosperity is what? I can't remember. It's abundance, and then what? Despondency and apathy, and then dependency, and anyway, and then it goes back from dependency to bondage. And bondage is slavery. And then after slavery, I think it's like, oh, I can't remember. Moral courage. I can't remember. You can look it up. Anyone can look it up. Basically, we as a society, we go through cycles. America, the Western world in general, we've had it too good for too long, and we've become debauched. We've become evil. We've become fat. We've become lazy. We have lost the very values that made us great. And now we're going back into slavery. And only when we are truly, bitterly enslaved and subjugated by the people that are taking us over will we even begin to understand that there's a problem. And we're just not there yet. So it's very sad. It's very sad. Your wife, Singletown, your
ex-wife.
wife, ex-wife, I'm sorry, your ex-wife has no idea. And most women, they can't even fathom. They have no idea what we're talking about. But when the food runs out, when the shit gets bad, and it can get that bad, it can get that bad. Rolling blackouts, rolling brownouts, rationing of food. Women
Take a look at the when the bug first striked. What when people knocks over toilet paper? That's
Right.
funny.
Right. That's a good example. That's a great example. But the point is, when the party stops, only then are women even going to begin to realize that there's a problem. So, again, I admit it. I've become so misanthropic. I'm a total cynic. Most people are totally out for themselves. Most people cannot be trusted. Almost all women can't be trusted. Most men can't be trusted. So this is what we're dealing with. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna end this this stream. Do you have any last words? Singletown Bachelor?
Well, should we not just say for the war band Puniti?
Sure, sure. We'll leave it. We'll leave it with a Puniti. Yeah, man.
No, just,
Everyone. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, just it's the fun thing is that I get I won't say a ton of new ideas to, but I get ideas for future content and by listening to Hammerhand. That's I find that amusing on some levels because of the way he is in his streams. That's it's always a good thing to listen to them, even though there is the problem. Yeah, he has streams that is a month old, and I haven't had time to listen to them. But listen to them, I must.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah. No, I consider this. I consider MGTOW at least partially therapy. For me, this is cognitive behavioral therapy. This is story hour. This is like attending an AA meeting. This is like
yes,
this is like group counseling.
absolutely.
I'm a big fan of it. So, but again, I make no bones about it. I think that eventually men must come together like we're doing, and of course, commiserate, of course.
Either here or somewhere else.
What's that?
Either here because of Susan Susan the Destroyer, or Susan the Seducer is clamping down on MGTOW content. So the guys in the chat always must be vigilant about content creators that are suddenly nowhere on YouTube, that they are sort of have their content on a backup channel of, if Rumble is good for you, then go for Rumble, and if Odyssey is your thing, well, be on that. Say that you are on that platform for backups. That's I'm on Odyssey myself, and it's good to be on other platforms than just YouTube, because we know that we can be in today and out tomorrow.
Sure, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. All right, I guess I'll leave it there, everyone. This was a Singletown Bachelor. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate the
problem.
chat. And I guess I'll end the stream now. Everyone, this is the MGTOW Cowboy. Thank you for tuning in. I wish you all a good rest of your day. And take care now. All right, bye.